Hello and welcome back to another episode of Flavor Blast. This is episode 5 and today we're going to be working on the super chunk some more. But first, as you can see, my tools have such low durability. So there's something I want to get done first, and that's actually get a mending villager. And I've actually already been grinding, so we should have one over here. I haven't traded with him yet, but we have a mending villager for 18 emeralds. And I went and got the stuff for that, so there we go. We have our first mending book right there. I'm going to go throw this on a pickaxe, probably mend that pickaxe back up, and then get on from the episode from there. And just like that, we have our first baby fingers of the season. Alright, let's actually get started with this now that I have my pickaxe fully repaired and everything. So first things first, I want to kind of take this chance to explain what I'm going to plan on doing here. So I want to put a couple layers of glass flooring in. One's going to be at the very top here to seal it off from everything outside. One is going to be right about where the distance changes, right above the slime farm. That's going to be the main one. That's where a lot of the storage is going to be. I'm going to have a couple storage hallways going out. And I want to put that on the most layer because I want to put farms above that so that I don't have to make too many item elevators and everything. I could just have all the farms funneling down into the storage. So I'm going to have the storage, I'm going to have some farms on the second layer here, and then we're going to have a roof. So total, we're going to need 12 stacks of glass. I've prepared 4. I think I'm going to go with a purple and gray and maybe black color theme here. So I'm going to have purple floors, maybe a little bit of purple in the accents, as accents in the walls. And then I'm going to have a lot of gray and stuff as the walls. That's why they're still super tore up and everything, because I plan on tearing most of this out and replacing it. I actually ended up changing my mind already. I'm actually going to put the first layer down here right above the farm, right at, I think it's Y33, yeah. So I could put 1 or 2 more layers on here and bring it up to 30, and that would be technically the most efficient way to do it since it's like halfway through a sub chunk right now. I'm like losing out on those layers, but I don't know if I want to do that in the long run because I'm not really going for a super efficient here. And I just kind of think putting it super low in the world would be best because I wouldn't have that much room if I just put it up there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in and I'll bring you guys back once I've finished. However, with that being said, I just realized that I calculated for the size of the chunk, not the extra bits here. So I'm not going to have enough glass and I'm going to have to go back to my house halfway. Okay, so now that whole bottom layer is finally intact. So now I'm going to do the top layer. That way I can continue to work here at night without being scared of things like zombies or creepers and stuff falling in the hole and killing me. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the top layer on here. I might do this layer here and then build up some of the dirt around it so that I have extra room to work with the iron farms. Maybe I'll even terraform the whole area to make these look better. But right now I'm just going to throw the top layer on and go from there. I have the top on place and the bottom, so now it's completely safe and everything and I can start working. I've started laying out the hallways where the storage systems are going to go. I think I'm going to have one big one for iron, one big one for slime. And then I'm going to have 2 more along the sides here that are for everything else. I know I'm going to have a big wool farm here, probably some melon and pumpkins, sugar canes, bamboos, you know, a lot of that stuff. So I need these to go really far out. So these are going to be my 2 main ones. And I'm going to have, like I said, iron and slime on these ones. But I also want this area to be very aesthetic. I think I'm going to put a glass item elevator right here so you can see the slime coming up through here. I've always really liked them. The water ones just don't look as nice. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I think once I get down to getting the other farms in place, I'm going to put a lot of water streams right along the edge here so you can see the items getting carried to and from their places. Alright, so as you can see, I actually have the whole 2 rooms dug out right now. I dug out the middle 2 because I'm not sure exactly what's going to go there. I might put a super smelter in right through the middle here, or I might just double up one of the storages or make it a different storage. Either way, something's going to go in between here, so I just went ahead and dug it out right away now. And I dug out this side over here because the only thing I have left to do is go ahead and get the chest in place for the iron farm. Alright, so this is finally in place, and this took a lot more resources than I was expecting. This took me 2.5 stacks of chests, and then I took a stack and a half of hoppers in the back here. I need to put an item sorter on this guy right here because this is where the roses, the poppies are sorted out. So once I get all this, it should be donezo and ready to go from there. So I came over here real quick just to grab some ice because I'm going to be doing a handful of ice roads and stuff for my items collection. And I also just wanted to show you guys. Hello. One iceberg later, I have an almost broken pickaxe, almost half an inventory worth of ice, and a full shulker box. So I'm going to go ahead and fly back home now and put this stuff away and to good use. Also, since it's on the way, I guess I'll stop by the Skelly farm and repair my pickaxe real quick. Okay, so we're back to the super chunk, and I re-outfitted the killing chambers like I said I would. This way it's a little bit easier to work with. They're not walls, it's just straight blocks. I need to get rid of the chests and I need to get rid of the hoppers, and they're all going to funnel into one stream and probably go down right here. And I'm doing it right here because I want to have a tunnel that goes across to the actual rooms over here that's visible, so it looks like there's a lot of moving parts to this build. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going. I need to turn all this into iron blocks and throw out the poppies and everything. Otherwise I'm gonna get this going and I'll bring you guys back once it's done. We're back. Sorry if these past couple clips haven't been exactly enthusiastic or anything. Like I said, I've kind of been sick, so I've been fighting that, trying to still get progress done here, so I'm not super behind on this video. But since I've been doing that, I've actually gotten a lot done. So I hooked up all the iron farms up to a water system. It drops it down right here and brings it across. This might change. I don't know if I like this or not. Might just make it too high and hide a lot of these ice. I don't know, that's subject to change. I also put in a item elevator right here. It brings up the slime balls. If I catch some on video, I'll show you guys. Just throw it in here. But the slime get pushed up through here really slowly and then into the water stream right there, pushed across and into this. I don't have the materials to do this so far, so this is as far as I got. But right now I think I'm going to take a small break from this project and actually go mine in the nether for some obsidian. Or not obsidian, sorry, netherite. I got distracted by that. So we're going to go mine some netherite. I'm going to also collect a bunch of gravel there because we need concrete. So I'm just going to go gather some resources there, and you should start to hear music because we're going to go into that super fast mine mode. We're back now from the nether. As you can see, I went through a full pickaxe of durability, and we only got 18 netherite, our ancient debris, and I already have it smelted in netherite scraps. So I'm about to craft that together. I'm definitely going to put one on my pickaxe, but I'm probably going to run back and repair it first. Kind of all over the place right now, doing errands before we get on with the next project, but right now I'm going to get this made into my pickaxe, get it repaired and everything. That way I have a god pick ready to go. Alright, now that we have our netherite pickaxe, we're actually taking a break from our other projects because the angry gnome wants to start another one of hers and she needs my help for it. So we're going to come over here to a flower forest biome. We're like 3,000 so blocks away from home. We hooked it up to another portal. And right now I have her hunting down a chunk of area to make the flower farm. In case you didn't know, flowers will only grow on specific blocks. So if you bone meal this block, for example, you'll only get this type of flower. So right now I have her hunting down the correct area because you want a huge variety of different colors. See, like if we did right here, we would only get purple and a little bit of red and whites, for example. So she's looking for the location to do it while I'm running around putting slabs in front of all the honey or all the beehives that I find, because bees can still get into this, but they can't get out. So I'm doing that. I'm going to sit around for a little bit, make all the bees go in there, and then I'm going to trap them and pick them up with silk touch, because that's going to be one of the future projects we want. We want to put a bee farm to collect a bunch of honey along with our slime and iron and everything in our super chunk. So this is a great time to grab those too. Okay, so as you can see, the farm is actually done now. We did a little bit off camera, like bits of the redstone underground because that's not too interesting and you couldn't see it from above anyway. It's pretty much just redstone lines going back and forth, going into dispensers, which dispense bone meal to the top, which grows stuff. Nothing too interesting here. The whole core of this build is actually right here. It's the flying machine. So it grows everything like you just saw, and then it pushes the glass and breaks the items. You don't even need a huge storage system or collection system because the glass, as you can see, pushes the items back and forth with it. So you just need a line of hoppers on each side, and that's pretty much how this farm works. Super simple farm, gets a huge amount of drops. I think right after this, we went shopping for right about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and we filled up both of these double chests, which are now emptied. So it's a pretty good farm. It's definitely good enough for our needs of just the dyes and maybe opening up a small shop. But overall, super happy with how this farm turned out. Right now, we're actually back on our way home. I'm gonna grab some dyes and meet my pal Fluffles over in the shopping district because he's actually paying us to construct his shop. So we're gonna go over there, make a quick shop, and make a few quick diamonds also. Alright, so the build's done. As you can see, it wasn't too much work. Decided to do a third-person time-lapse of it. The only thing I changed after that was done was he wanted the lid to be bumped up 1 or 2 blocks. So we moved it up a little bit, and it's just looking more open, which is alright. This is actually a design that I used on the last world. Like I said, it ended up getting reset, but I had it over on that side of the island. This is actually a callback from False Symmetry's shop in Season 5, I think it was. So not an original design. It normally had a big head in there. If I remember, I might put a picture of what my shop looked like beforehand in it, just so you know what it was supposed to look like. But he's going to go ahead and sell shulkers, and I assume all the end busting items in here. So glad I got that out of the way. It was easy 9 diamonds for only a couple die for me in a little bit of time. But now I think I'm going to go end busting with him. Try to get some shulker boxes of my own, maybe a couple of lychers. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I might show you a couple clips, might not, depending on if anything cool happens. But I'm going to go ahead and do that and then maybe look to do one more thing before the episode ends. So real quick, I actually just came up the hill here and noticed that there's a couple more shops popping up over here, which is pretty cool. I assume this one sells gunpowder, maybe rockets, well, probably rockets, maybe gunpowder too, that's what I meant to say. Looks like fireworks and gunpowder, exactly what I thought. And I noticed that there was another one down there right next to the turtle shop, and I would just pop down there and it looks like a concrete shop coming soon. It's empty right now. But it's super cool to see that there's more shops popping up here, and I'm super excited to see more shops come and this area to get developed a little bit better. Get rid of this mycelium because it's a super nasty block, but I'm super excited to see what happens here next. Just got back from end busting with Fluffles, and we ended up grabbing quite a bit of gear. It was about a medium length one, you know, not too long, not too short. We ended up with just over a stack of shulker shells each, which is huge, and we ended up with 3 elytras each. And then, you know, just some classic end gear. I think he ended up with a little bit more of the diamond gear than I did, which is fine because he's actually selling the stuff. I'm not. It's just gonna probably go on a mannequin for me. What I really wanted was the shulker shells, and we got some elytras. So I think that brings the grand total up to 4. Yeah. So we have 4 right now. So it's 1 for me and Angry Gnome plus a spare for each of us, which is huge. So I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff away, maybe make some shulkers real quick, and then bust on with the next thing. So I'm just running back to the super chunk real quick to finish out this episode and finish out my last task over there. And as I was running back, it reminded me of something. So remember how I said that we filled up 2 double chests of those flowers at the flower farm? Yeah, you can probably see where they went. So I came over here and finished putting in all of the chests over here because I only had a couple rows, if you remember. I came over here and took 6 stacks of logs and used all of them. This is what I have left of those 6 stacks of logs to finish it out. Just to give you an idea of how much resources each one of these walls took. The reason I need a lot of chests for these two, these are my 2 main ones, is because the iron farm is crazy efficient and it pumps out the iron. I haven't spent that much time over here and I already have all of these 2 rows filled up. Almost all of these 2 rows filled up of iron, and I can turn this one off, but this farm's so efficient that I want a lot of storage. And over here's a slime farm, which isn't nearly as fast. It'll be faster once I get rid of this beacon because it won't have anything above it. And I have a full chest over here, but the reason I want a lot of space over here for the slime farm too is it's going to be the only farm in this area that I actually can't turn off. So therefore I want a lot of space just in case I don't get around to collecting it and putting it into blocks or whatever. So yeah, I went ahead and did these. I have a plan for my next farm that I'm putting over here. Spoiler, it might have to do with trading with villagers. Also, next episode I want to get into the event that I'm planning for October. We're also resetting the end. So a couple big things planned for next episode. You can look forward to that. But so far, that's all I have time for this episode. I know it's a super short episode compared to some of my other ones, but that's due to me getting sick halfway through it and just not being in the mood to play the games and stuff. And also, I just recently got a Oculus Rift S, so I've been playing some VR quite a bit. That's taken up a lot of my time also. I'm just going to go ahead and stop this one short and put a little bit more effort into the next episode. Also, if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you disliked it, also please leave a dislike. You know, it helps me. I want to know what you guys want to see, what you don't want to see. If you have any plans for something to put in my base, like in the super chunk, something to put on the island, like over there, like maybe a building or something, or just something you want to see me do in a future episode, please leave a comment. It'll help me a lot to come up with ideas. But until next time, I'm BerryCrunch. Thanks for watching.